You might remember back in 1990, Ontario was in a very similar position to Alberta in 2015. There was a long-standing Tory government. It had gotten quite lazy. It had gotten a little entitled. It was pretty arrogant. And surprisingly, the voters of Ontario elected the Bob Rae New Democrats, who were a very left-wing government, and they decided that they were going to increase spending, ramp up borrowing, and really increase the size of the public sector right at the beginning of what turned out to be the worst recession in Canada since the Great Depression. And so what was going on was you had the Ontario government spending all this money it didn't have for 2 years while the country and Ontario was in recession. And then when things started to improve in 1993, marginally, slowly, incrementally improve, then the unions, for all these new workers that the NDP had hired, said, hey, it's time for us to get our cut out of this. We've stood through you through these 2 years of lower popularity and controversy, and so now you're going to pay up. You're going to give us money. And they said, actually, we've been doing this for a couple of years now, and we realize we can't borrow endlessly and spend without limit. So, no, what we'd really like for you to do is to take a pay freeze. And there was a lot of head bashing between the unions and their buddies in the NDP. And what turned out was that the NDP couldn't pay them more, so they eventually had to legislate 1 day off a month, unpaid, for all civil servants, all public servants, teachers, nurses, firefighters, police officers, and civil servants in Ontario. And that made the NDP, who are already unpopular with centrist and right-of-center voters, it made them unpopular with left-of-center voters too, and in 95 they were wiped out. So I think that that's what we're headed for in Alberta too.
That's an excerpt from my daily TV show, The Ezra Levant Show. Normally it's behind a paywall, but I thought you'd like this video, so we put it on YouTube. If you want to subscribe to watch the daily show every day, including always 2 interviews a day, and I read my hate mail, just click on this screen and become a premium member.